Hey folks, welcome to This Is Why You Are Broke, brought to you by ARM Pensions. Today, we're going to be looking at prudent spending, building an emergency fund, and how to make money during these volatile times. My guest today is a financial analyst, a member of Black Girls Rule the World, and a frequent rejecter of my romantic advances. Now, of course, we had to have this conversation via video conferencing because of social distancing as a result of COVID-19. Olamide, you finally had my time to have this conversation via video conference.
Hey Rotus, how you doing? Sorry, it's been busy times and all. There's a lot of uncertainty. I know everyone is just trying to stay above water in this uncertain time, so sorry about that. What's up?
All right, Olamide, you've been rejecting all my advances, right? But I want to propose this to you in terms of prudent spending. What do you think about us going out and gorging ourselves on pizza, chicken wings, ice cream, all at my expense? What's your take on that round of spending?
In this period where I just said there's a lot of uncertainty and you have different things going on, I don't think that's the right idea. I think right now you should be looking at cutting your spending, focus more on the essential spending, and going to a restaurant does not fall under the bracket.
Okay, so by focusing on those essentials, as you've explained, does that now allow the average Nigerian to be able to separate their wants from their needs?
Well, it's pretty clear. You need to eat to survive. So yeah, food becomes one of the key things. You probably also need to move. If you're not working from home and you need to go to work, your car maintenance, your fuel expenses happen to fall within that bracket also. So yeah, those are like the key things you want to focus on. Food being a key stuff, as well as other minor things that you need to focus on.
Okay, another pertinent question that's been floating around is the need to build an emergency fund. Why is that important?
Yeah, building an emergency fund is pretty key, and it's really just focusing on your necessities. And so once you come up with a list of the things that you term as necessary, just put a naira figure to each item. The cumulative amount, it comes up to your emergency need, right? And then what that means is for your emergency fund, what you need to do is have 3 months of that total sum, minimum of 3 months. You could go beyond that, but minimum of 3 months in a particular account, just have that sitting there, earning a bit of income. And what that does for you is, in case of anything, anything can come up, you want to make sure that, within the 3 months after. So for instance, there's a part where you become a victim of a job loss. Maybe you lose your job in this period where there's a lot of uncertainty. It means that because you've saved that certain amount that can cover up to 3 months of your emergency spending, then what that means is you'll be fine for the next 3 months. Pending the time, you'll be able to get another job. And if you're good at your stuff, 3 months is a bit of a sufficient time to be able to get a good job, with all of what is going on. So minimum of 3 months. You can go as far as 6 months, depending on how free your pocket is. But yes, it's pretty important to have an emergency fund. It's just a fund that it allows you to take in the monthly sum that you spend on your necessities, and then have 3 months, minimum of 3 months of that in that fund, just to make sure that in case of any unexpected circumstance, you are definitely fine over the next few months while you're trying to get back on your feet.
Okay, so we're talking about building buffers for individuals. We talk about that, about Nigeria building fiscal buffers from selling oil in order to be able to save for a rainy day. So if I'm going to use myself as an example, items like what I spend on data, what I spend on feeding, what I spend on electricity, those are the items I'll look at with the expenses, then multiply that by 3 or 6 months, and that's how much I need to have in my emergency fund.
Yes, that's how you build the fund, and it's a pretty good idea to go with in this period. Have that fund on the side. It would help at any point in time.
Okay, and then how about discipline? So, I can't touch what is in that emergency fund until the emergency happens, yeah?
Exactly. That's why it's called an emergency fund for a reason, Rotus. So it means that you're not supposed to go there until an emergency comes up, basically.
Another thing I want to ask you, Olamide, is about making money during these turbulent times. What are the opportunities that are out there for Nigerians?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in this uncertain times, as volatile as the period can be, one thing is certain: there are always opportunities. We just need to learn to maximize it. So, like I was discussing with a friend earlier on, there are opportunities, and even in the education space, where online schooling looks like the in thing right now, because schools are unable to resume. So, for instance, if you come up with mathematics, particular subjects, you have different videos that address each student's need, which is something we don't have in the Nigerian education sector at the moment. Now, if you have that, what that means is you're basically addressing a need in a particular market. Yeah, so you have, for instance, you want to take algebra. If you're in a school setting, the usual stuff that we have, the brick and mortar stuff that we have, the teacher literally teaches every child the same way. But if you have videos that address each child's needs, so you have a group of students, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, you know how to address that with those videos. What that would do for you is you've created a market, a niche for yourself, and it's an opportunity to make money. Also, a lot of companies have had to, move their businesses online. So it means that delivery, the logistics business will be making solid cash this moment. And there's so many other ways you can actually make money this period. There's so many opportunities that presented itself, because things definitely are not the way they used to be. It means that there are opportunities being opened up for everyone to maximize. For instance, I would say that in a country where we've imported more of our food items, and right now all borders are closed, you can't bring in food items. You just need to find that particular product that you'll be able to produce within a very suitable time frame, get your yield and sell to the market. The market is big. You have about 200 million population. So it just tells you that yes, there are opportunities in this market, and all you need citizens to do is to maximize it. So yeah, I would say there are opportunities.
Okay, I want to ask you about the stock market now. Not everyone's an expert in navigating their way through there, but is there any kind of expertise and advice that you can lean on in order to allow you to explore the opportunities that are there?
Oh, sure. Yes, you can. You can definitely do that. But I think before you even, meet an expert, you really need to understand your goals. You want to know your short-term goals. You want to know what the medium-term goal is, and you also want to know what your long-term goal is. So basically, once you have that, you literally know what to do and where you'll be going to. So for instance, if your short-term goal is just to preserve your capital, where you don't want to take so much risk, you just want to keep your money and make sure that what you have doesn't go down the drain. If it earns interest, fine. If it doesn't, you're good. I think it would be good for you to do the money market instruments. It basically preserves your capital. You get a bit of return, but you can be sure that your capital is safe. Now, if you're willing to go beyond just having your capital safe, you want to earn significant return, from where you are at the moment, then capital market would be a good play for you. Definitely, it comes with its risk, but the risk is always well rewarded with the return you get. It's either you get that from your dividends or you get that from capital appreciation. But the point is, again, very important thing you need to do is itemize your goals, what you need to achieve before you even go ahead to get a financial advisor, so that the both of you will be on the same page and you'll be able to get your objectives all settled.
All right, so when I build this emergency fund, are we finally going to be able to go on that date?
Seriously? Okay, when you're done building it, please let me know.
Well, Olamide, the look on your face says it all. I'll build the fund and we'll see if we catch up. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us all this information on pertinent spending, building your emergency fund, and looking at opportunities to make some money during these volatile times. Thank you so much for joining us on This Is Why You're Broke, brought to you by ARM Pensions. We'll catch you later, Olamide.
All right, thank you.
Financial tip of the day: track your spending. In order for you to be able to build your emergency fund and in order to get to where you need to be financially, you need to know where your money is going. So use technology, use Excel spreadsheets, use a paper and pen, track your spending. What a great discussion. Thank you guys for sticking with us and watching this episode of This Is Why You're Broke, brought to you by ARM Pensions. Take it easy, be careful, be safe during these COVID-19 times, and we'll see you back on the next episode.